Paul and I started talking about this before we started recording, so we're gonna just
Yeah,
start
we'll
recording.
just enjoy it. We'll just involve the rest of you.
Yeah, so the rest of you can suffer with us. So Paul asked the question. He said, "You don't use iCloud, do you?" And actually, I do. So my photos are
It's like a dirty little secret.
like triple backed up. So when I take a photo on my camera, like a
Mhm.
multitude of servers kick on, like NASA's like, "Oh God, he's doing it again." Like, so when I take a photo, I
Yep.
use the OneDrive camera roll backup.
hmm
There's also the Google Photos
hmm
backup, and then there's also now iCloud Photos backup. My photos go to everywhere. So
Yeah,
the,
and that's why you would do it, right? You have an iPhone, you've got whatever Apple TV, you want whatever.
exactly.
Yep.
However, I started with Google Photos because Google Photos, at least Apple Photos today is fine, but
hmm
Google Photos has always been the superior solution for many many
Yeah,
years.
lots of storage for
Yep.
good price, et
It
cetera,
started
et
back
cetera.
with what Picasa, like they had that tool that was
That's right.
really
Yeah,
really good,
yeah.
and then
I miss
you
Picasa.
you moved to Google Photos, and so
Yep.
now, Paul was like saying, and I think this is maybe where you're going. It's like last week or a couple weeks ago they announced this deal, whatever. You
hmm
can transfer all your photos back and forth across either cloud library for like no cost.
Well, you could always do that manually. It was just horrible,
Yeah,
but
but now
Google
it's like
has,
a one button. So there's like,
yeah, I
in
right.
theory, I should stop paying for Google Photos because it's
Well, yeah,
like,
look, Google for all their problems, right? And then there's issues with Google for sure. Has always done a few things that I think are kind of notable and good. And one of them is they offer this takeout service where all of your data in Google can be exported at any time, all of it, some of it, however you want to do it. And I used it when I switched from Google Workspace just to like a personal Gmail account to download all
mm,
my photos, upload them to Gmail, and then turn off, you know what I mean? I switched, right? But you could also use it to automate. You don't have to download, like, depending on the service. I wanted to go through them, like, that was part of my point. But now my photos are pretty clean. So you can automate the transfer of your photos from, like, to date, I think it's like OneDrive, maybe Box or Dropbox, a couple of services. I think probably between Google accounts, but they just added the capability to do it to iCloud. And I am temporarily, maybe not, paying for storage across iCloud because daughter was my daughter and son are on the account. They're doing backups. My daughter's backups are humongous. I turned mine off for a while and it didn't matter. And so I'm like, there's no like interim. You go from like nothing to lots of storage with
mm-hmm.
Apple right now. So I went to 2 terabytes and
That's what I'm
turned
on.
all yeah.
You go
So
from it's legit like go from like 50 gig back up to like 2 terabytes.
it's literal. I think it's literally 200 gig
Or
to two
yeah,
terabytes. I think that's the jump, but whatever it is, it's humongous, right? So I was like, well, I mean, I might as well use it. Let's see what that's like. And I unfortunately, or for better or worse, my interaction with the Apple ecosystem has been purposefully constrained, right? So on all my devices for many years, I've been turning all that stuff off. Like I don't use their photos. I don't use, whatever. So I'm starting to kind of look at that again. Anyway, I was very interested to see they offer this because this is the easier than downloading, uploading kind of thing,
mm,
right? But for two things with it. These are the two, I should write this up, honestly. The instructions that Apple gives you and the instructions that Google gives you are both wrong.
awesome.
It, it says you go to takeout.google.com or whatever, sign in, go down to photos, export, choose iCloud from list. It is not in the list. It's not there. You actually have to go to account.google.com. And then I don't remember the exact steps, but it's probably like data and security or something, whatever it is. And you start the process from there and then it will do it. So I did that the other day. And then I don't know, maybe it wasn't too long, 6 hours, 10 hours. I got an email that said, hey, something went wrong and we
Mm,
aborted it. Like, thanks. So I don't know what it was. So the reason I just asked you this was this morning. I was up early and I was resetting a computer over here next to this. And I decided, I have a super clean copy of my photos on an SSD through the end of last year. I'll just copy them onto the drive. I'll install iCloud for Windows like a goon, and I'll copy them into that iCloud thing, and then I'll sync them to the cloud that way. Like screw it. And so that's what I'm doing right now. And I got to tell you, I'm not like proud of this. Like I feel kind of weird about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it feels weird. But
Well, the thing I'm worried about, and the reason why I haven't done this, and I
mhm,
should do this, but there's two reasons why. One, I'm concerned about exporting all my Google photos and putting them into Apple Photos and then having duplicates of like everything.
yes. Yep.
That
You
is
should
it.
be.
And
Because
Google's,
it's not, well, yeah, maybe you shouldn't be. I don't know. You know, your phone, like the way your phone works, if I understand this whole process, is it syncs with iCloud, right?
Mhm.
So that's kind of happening. You're uploading from there to Google. If you let it, Google would probably start deleting photos on your phone, but you can not do that,
Yeah.
obviously. You're doing the same with OneDrive, like you said. I'm doing the same thing, by the way. So to date, I've been actually we're literally in lockstep. I'm doing exactly what you do. So I wasn't doing Google or iCloud, but now I am. And I don't think you have to worry about that. Um,
Well, if it goes sideways, I'm coming at you with a knife.
I mean, I will tell you, unfortunately, so I just said Google does this certain things really well.
Hmm.
One of the things they don't do well at all is mass deleting of photos. There's no easy way to do it.
Oh,
You
awesome.
literally,
Even better. Well, if I stop
well,
paying for it.
here's the trick. So this is so freaking stupid because I went through this, right? I just described it. You literally go to the web interface for Google Photos, and you scroll and you scroll and scroll. You have to go all the way back to the beginning. You have to down
Well,
to the
that's
bottom.
problematic, but yep.
Yep, no, it takes a while. My photos going back to the 1940s from my parents. So all the way down, it's probably close to 500 gigabytes of photos. Um, and then you select the last one, and then you scroll all the way
Oh
back
my
up.
God. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding, but this works. I know it sounds stupid. Well, actually, you know what? I think I did it, and I didn't do it all at once. I think that didn't work. But the theory is what you're told is hold down Shift and then click the top one, and then you can delete and it will work. It goes into a recycle bin, whatever. That actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that did not work. So what I did was I did it in chunks at a time. I did scroll down to the bottom, started at the past, I guess. Did, scrolled up
hmm.
like a eighth of the way or something. I did it in like batches. I think it took me a couple of days. It's so you'll have time to consider your sins
Yeah.
while you're doing it.
The
It's
thing that
tough.
I'm not familiar if it works nearly as well
Mhm.
is Google Photo Search is phenomenal. Like you can type things like
Well,
beer can or whatever, and it'll pull up all the beer photos I've ever taken.
I got to tell you though. So two things to that. One, it's not as good as it used to be. There are like basic searches where I feel like, come on, you should be able to bring this up,
Hmm.
and it has kind of failed on me. But one of the big gains in iOS, whatever, and you'll be able to see this on your iPad because I think you installed the beta,
I did.
is in the Photos app and how it works and how search works and everything. And actually, I can't speak to. I'm uploading the photos now, right? So I don't know, but
Well,
supposedly that's
we
a lot better.
are going to fact check throughout right now because this
Well,
thing has a.
this is not, not a stating as a fact. I'm
Yep.
just saying
So this thing arrived.
this is what they said.
My
Oh yeah, yeah,
Apple
pretty.
Surface keyboard thing.
Hmm. How do you feel about yourself? We got iCloud. You got the stupid Magic Keyboard. Who the hell are you?
Yeah, I'm Tim Cook. So let's see here. So you can go to Photos.
Hmm.
I could rip, and I won't.
Now
Right
you're
now.
using iOS 18,
Yeah,
right?
this is 18. So we will
Yeah.
type basement.
Now, how
Nope.
did you get your photos in there, or what are you're just syncing now? That you just started syncing. Is that right?
Yeah,
Like
it's
your photos are on your phone, basically.
well, they're all in the cloud too.
No, I know, but that's where they're syncing from, right? Or did you do takeout?
No, I haven't done takeout yet.
All right, so just remember what I told you. You got to go to
No,
account.google.
but it has all my photos in it though.
No, I'm saying you will not see iCloud in the option to export unless you go through account.google.com in Google. You
Oh, I'm
can't
not
just go
doing
to
that yet.
takeout there.
No.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
just
just
trying to.
saying.
I'm just trying to search.
Okay. Yeah, no, I know that. I'm just telling you for when you do it,
Yeah,
that's how
okay.
it's going to work.
I mean, I don't know. It works. I guess we'll see. Although it still says it's indexing my library, which
So you're a Windows user, Brad. This means you might have to take the ugly step of installing iCloud
ugh.
from the Microsoft Store on your computer. That is a Frankenstein's monster of weirdness right there.
I will tell you that this keyboard. I think I'm pioneering things here with my feedback.
Yep.
Really highlights how iPad OS is just not
Yeah.
a full
Yep.
like the lack of keyboard shortcuts, the lack of being able to customize the keys. Just here's what I want, Paul Threat. You have an app open,
Yeah.
or you have a search box in the middle of the thing, and Windows PC, you just start smacking escape, and it goes away. Just goes away. That's all I
Yeah.
want. First off, there's no escape key on this keyboard, which makes me want to throw it
Yep.
into the ocean.
Sure.
However, you can remap some buttons that
Mhm.
Tim Cook has allocated, none of which you really
I like how
actually
personally you're making this.
Yeah.
Yep.
none of which you actually want to map to escape.
Oh,
But like, I want to be able to just smash escape to get back to the home, but you can't.
Yep.
And then there's a lot of, it's fine. Like it is, like if it needs to be 51% good so that you'll tolerate it, but it just ignores the other 49%. That is exactly what this is. It gets to 51% so you will tolerate the shortcomings because it's good enough, but it makes you want to punch babies.
It's not good enough. That's the point.
Yeah.
I every time I complain about it, someone will pipe up with, "Why do you want Mac OS on there?" It's like, no, idiot. I want background processes. I want like just little basic things. The multitasking stuff, like you're talking about. I don't have a Mac keyboard in front of me, but whatever that command key, whatever it is to the left of space, why is that shift not, or that left arrow snapping something to the side of the screen? Why does that not? There is in the new version coming out of the Mac OS, there are keyboard shortcuts for those snap like things, but they're not like, they require like 3 keys. It's like,
Yeah.
why is this?
Well,
Just make this
there's
easy.
other
What are you
issues
doing?
too, where none of the apps are really designed for keyboard navigation.
Yes.
So like even Outlook, I was just trying this to make sure to be able to be like just a tab around the interface, and then when you're like, oh, you have your email list open, you click on the first one, I should be able to hit the down arrow key and like just go through. No.
Yeah. No, I just wrote a thing about an issue I'm having with some HP keyboards, and 30 years of muscle memory is tough
Yeah,
to
it's very
overcome.
tough.
And when you like what you're describing, it's like you're right-handed and your right hand has been tied behind your back, and they're like, all right, just use your left hand. And it's like, I can't, you can, but it's, it's not great.
Yeah, like currently I have caps lock map to escape, and it kind
So
of works.
let me put another little idea in your head that you'll
great.
enjoy. Maybe you can play games on this thing.
No.
No, hold on. I know you're being, but you got to open your mind. Like last night I downloaded, well, I had already put Call of Duty Mobile on there just to kind of look at that again. It's actually, it's actually pretty good. It's Warzone, right?
Mhm.
But there are one of the big things in the like iOS App Store or whatever is like you can get like a AAA game like Alien Isolation. That's a few years old now, right? But it's free and you can play like the first part of it. Like I think this one is like the first 2 segments of the game or whatever. And then you can pay for it if you want. It's pretty good, man. Like there's some, and in the same way that like PC gamers can now play like a Call of Duty game online with console gamers, right? First step was like Sony plus Microsoft, and then or Xbox, and then we added PC. It's only a matter of time before people on an iPad with a controller are going to be playing these games online. There's no doubt about it. The graphics, the processing power, it's all there. I mean, once again, the only thing holding it back is probably Apple, but you may be surprised. I mean, obviously, most people probably play, like little casual games, whatever. I don't care about that stuff, but like actual, like decent, modern games, Assassin's Creed, whatever. I mean, there's some stuff in there. Like I'm just saying, here's an idea. You're on a plane, you get a couple hours to kill. Bring an Xbox controller and your iPad. That's not a horrible way to pass that trip.
No. That's kind of why someone's going to ask and be like, well, why'd you get this thing? Well, first off, I haven't had an iPad since we had an iPad too. But this is more for when I travel. Just, I want to be able to watch movies.
You could read, you could watch a movie, but I'm telling you, man, you might be surprised.
Yeah. Well, we've been flying on a Legion a lot for when we go to wherever.
Yeah. So actually you could use it as a flotation device then.
Well, and there's no feedback entertainment. So there's, whatever. Here we are.
I don't know. I don't know how they did it, but when it comes to tablets, this is it.
Yeah, Apple's got it.